Chip stocks and Nvidia drive the S&P 500's rise. Live updates. Tuesday's little increase in the S&P 500 was driven by robust advances in AI leader Nvidia as investors awaited information on possible trade agreements with the United States. The Dow Jones Industrial Average increased 247 points, or 0.6%, while the broad market index increased 0.6%. There was a 1% increase in the Nasdaq Composite. This advancement was fueled in part by Nvidia and other tech stocks. The leading manufacturer of AI processors increased by almost 3%, continuing Monday's upward trend and surpassing Microsoft in market capitalization for the first time since January. Others, such as Micron Technology and Broadcom, increased by more than 4% and more than 2%, respectively. Wedbush Securities analyst Dan Ives stated that Nvidia is a major benefactor of the trade talks between the two nations, adding, "The street is seeing past this game of high-stakes poker and believe Trump and Xi on the schedule to speak this week is bullish for US-China relations." Indeed, Sam Stovall of CFRA Research continues to warn that the market may spend some time trading between 5,700 and its peak in late February. The senior investment strategist told CNBC, "We won't be hearing more about tariffs until July, and we won't start receiving second quarter earnings data until July. We won't be receiving second quarter GDP data until July either. In the interim, the market will just sort of bob and weave until we begin to gain a better understanding, if we have one, of the outlook for earnings, GDP growth, etc." After the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development lowered its forecast for U.S. growth, Tuesday's actions followed suit. The OECD now predicts that the U.S. economy will grow by 1.6% in 2025 instead of 2.2%. The OECD identified tariffs and policy uncertainty as two of the main causes of the cuts. In response to President Donald Trump's own charges that China was not upholding the interim trade accord, Beijing recently claimed that the United States was in breach of a trade truce. Trump and President Xi Jinping will talk about trade soon, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent had stated on Sunday. Meanwhile, the European Union criticized Trump's intention to double steel tariffs to 50%, saying that it undermines negotiations with the U.S. An EU spokesperson said that the bloc was prepared to impose countermeasures. According to Bernstein, alcohol manufacturer Brown-Forman is battling President Donald Trump's tax policy, which is on again off again, until Thursday's fiscal fourth quarter earnings announcement. Nadine Sarwat, an analyst, wrote to clients on Tuesday, Brown-Forman finds itself in the eye of the Trump storm, between tariff risks and the pressure on the U.S. consumer. There are many underlying causes and possible solutions that can be linked to decisions made in the Oval Office, and uncertainty reigns supreme. Investors may be discouraged from making an investment in Jack Daniel's parent company because of worries about potential retaliatory actions from the European Union, according to Sarwat. Those who might be considering investing in Brown-Forman at the current low valuation are encouraged to stay away, she stated. The stock will be more affordable for them if the tariff is implemented. Investors are willing to trade assurance for the lost upside if the tariff threat is removed. Dollar General shares on pace for best day on record after outlook raise, earnings beat. Shares of Dollar General surged more than 15% in afternoon trading on Tuesday after it raised its full-year forecast and its latest quarterly results beat on the top and bottom lines. The increase in the stock puts it on course for its biggest percentage gain in a single day ever. May 26, 2022, is now its best day on record, with a 13.7% spike. Additionally, this raises the retailer's share price to almost 48% year-to-date, which is more than 35 times the rise of the S&P 500 during the same time frame. In the last 3 months, shares have also increased by almost 56%. Stocks making the biggest midday moves: Bumble, Dollar General and more. In noon trading, these are the equities that move the most. The stock of the dating app Bumble fell 4% after JP Morgan downgraded it from neutral to underweight. Dollar General, after the discount retailer said that its updated guidance implies that current tariff rates will persist until mid-August and raised its full-year expectation, its shares surged more than 14%. Pinterest, following JP Morgan's upgrade of the social media platform from neutral to overweight, shares increased by 4%. Thanks for watching USA Signal, your source for real news, real fast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.